Welcome back to Cinematic Cravings. Today we're diving into a topic that could shake up the entire Marvel Universe. Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming, and the movie's main villain is almost certainly revealed. Yes, Mephisto has finally officially entered the MCU, but he's not the only one. Sadie Sink's mysterious role, Jon Bernthal's Punisher return, and the multiverse doors swinging wide open. This video is packed with theories, connections, and insane details, so buckle up. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button and like the video, because we're getting started. As you know, Mephisto is one of the most mysterious and dangerous characters in the Marvel world. His presence was first hinted at in WandaVision, but Mephisto officially appeared in the Ironheart series, played by the famous actor Sacha Baron Cohen. Now, the big question on everyone's mind, is Mephisto making his next move in Spider-Man Brand New Day? In the comics, Mephisto has a dark history with Spider-Man. Especially in the One More Day storyline, Peter Parker makes a huge mistake and falls for Mephisto's offer. The price? Losing his love with MJ. But the MCU might completely flip that story around. That's where Sadie Sink comes in. It's been confirmed that the famous actress is joining the MCU, but her character remains a mystery. The strongest theory right now is that Sadie Sink is playing Mayday Parker, aka the future Spider-Girl, Peter Parker's daughter from an alternate universe. And that possibility changes everything. Because in the comics, one of Mephisto's greatest fears is the birth of Peter and MJ's daughter. According to prophecy, this child will one day defeat Mephisto. If Sadie Sink really is Mayday Parker, she could have arrived in Earth 616 to stop Mephisto. Think about it. At the end of No Way Home, Tom Holland's Peter Parker was completely alone. No one remembers who he is. MJ, Ned, Happy, they're all gone from his life. Peter is left to carry the heavy burden of his decisions. But what if Mayday Parker shows up and tells him that giving up on MJ isn't the only option? Mayday's very existence would prove to Peter that he has a future worth fighting for. And if Sadie Sink's character is truly from another universe, maybe even the daughter of Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, this would take the MCU's multiverse connections to a whole new level. Meanwhile, Mephisto won't be sitting idle. His appearance in the Ironheart series proves that his role in the MCU is just beginning. In the comics, Mephisto does everything to stop the prophecy, and Mayday Parker is his greatest nightmare. But here's where it really gets wild. Jon Bernthal's Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, is officially returning in Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that's the perfect setup for Mephisto's dirty games. Haunted by the loss of his family, Punisher is one of Mephisto's easiest targets. Imagine this. Mephisto promises Frank Castle he can bring his family back. In exchange, he wants Frank's soul. At that moment, Frank faces an internal war. Accept the deal and reunite with his family, or refuse and fight Mephisto's manipulations. This could place both Punisher and Spider-Man on opposite sides of the battlefield. It gets crazier though. In an alternate comic universe, Frank Castle actually makes that deal with Mephisto. He sells his soul and becomes the cosmic Ghost Rider, combining the spirit of vengeance with the galaxy's most dangerous bounty hunter. Just imagine. If the MCU even hints at this, the internet would explode. But the real issue is what kind of man Peter Parker will become. In the MCU so far, Peter has made plenty of mistakes. He faced Vulture unprepared in Homecoming, handed over ED to Mysterio in Far From Home, and pressured Doctor Strange into casting a disastrous spell in No Way Home. Now it's time for Peter to stand tall as a true hero. What if Mephisto offers Peter exactly what he wants most? A chance to make MJ and Ned remember him, an opportunity to erase his regrets. That would be Peter's greatest test. Will he take the easy way out, or will he mature and fight for what's right? If the MCU flips the One More Day comic storyline, it could be brilliant. In the comics, Peter gave up his marriage to MJ, but here, it could be the opposite. Peter rejects Mephisto, relying on his own strength and belief to win back his loved ones. That's where Sadie Sink's Mayday Parker comes in. She'll inspire Peter. Through her, Peter remembers what he's fighting for. his family, his future, and his love. But it doesn't stop there. If Mephisto truly creates the Council of Red like in the comics, the threat extends beyond Peter's world. It endangers the entire multiverse. Spider-Man Brand New Day could mark the beginning of a multiverse war. Just imagine, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man return, standing alongside Sadie Sink's Mayday Parker, uniting against Mephisto and his demonic plans, continuing the legacy of No Way Home and launching a jaw-dropping battle that fans will never forget. And Mephisto isn't your average villain. His power isn't just physical, it's psychological. His lies, deceptions, and ability to exploit people's weaknesses make him terrifying, and Peter Parker's biggest weakness has always been the people he loves. But this time, he's not that naive kid anymore. Spider-Man Brand New Day will be the moment Peter becomes a true hero, not just in terms of power, but in character, spirit, and responsibility. Finally, we'll see a Spider-Man who learns from his mistakes, understands the weight of his choices, and fights for his loved ones. Spider-Man 4 is arriving at the most critical period of the MCU, and the fact that it will be released before Avengers Doomsday already means things will get even more complicated. With Peter Parker's isolation, Mephisto rumors, and Sadie Sink's potential role, the situation is getting more and more tangled. But the most critical issue is definitely Zendaya. If they completely remove the MJ character from this movie, I think the fan base will react harshly, because we already witnessed the Peter-MJ breakup at the end of No Way Home, and completely eliminating MJ after that not only weakens Peter's character development, but also leaves his emotional struggle incomplete. Moreover, whoever Sadie Sink's character is, whether it's Mayday Parker or someone else, a Spider-Man 4 scenario without MJ just feels incomplete to me. The whole Brand New Day concept revolves around Peter facing the consequences of his past sacrifices, and leaving MJ out of this story makes no sense in my opinion. And when you think about it, Zendaya's MJ is still hugely popular among fans. Sony and Marvel analyze fan reactions very carefully. Most likely MJ will return to the story somehow. Maybe she won't remember Peter at first, but their paths will cross during the emotional climax of the movie. And that scene would totally blow up the theater. So as you can see, Spider-Man Brand New Day isn't just another sequel. Mephisto, Mayday Parker, Punisher, the Multiverse, everything is coming together, and Tom Holland's Peter Parker is about to face his greatest challenge yet. Do you think Peter will resist Mephisto's offer? Is Sadie Sink really playing Mayday Parker? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. For more deep dive analysis and MCU theories, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next video. Take care.